Hello and welcome to Knife Delights. This here is a junior, and we're gonna work on this Granddaddy Barlow. Isn't it? Oh no, I broke it. Oh, Papa gonna be mad. Well, hello and welcome to Knife Delights. Well, yeah, John at J.O. Ventures sent me this great Granddaddy Barlow, and I was just gonna do some restoration on it, but now that Junior's broke it, I guess I'll have to make good and get it fixed up. No, in all seriousness, folks, I knew that it was broken. This little tab up here on the shell cover, it was broke off, and John asked if there was something that I could do with that and maybe get it fixed, and I do think I've figured out a good way. So yeah, this is what the shell cover looks like. Instead of having another fold over tab on the end, it's got these two little tabs here that slide into those slots there. So that's how these are constructed. And yeah, it's a one piece. So anyway, we got this wonderful knife. And when I was just looking at it the other day, sometimes I just hold them and study them for a while and put them down, come back to them. But anyway, I noticed this. Got a big piece of pocket lint right there. And I think there was some back here. Yeah, there's a chunk of it down in there. See if we can get it out. That's one of the simplest cleanings you can do. Get rid of any pocket lint that might be down in here. And you want to get rid of it before you put it in any water or oil or anything, because otherwise it just gets into a big glob. See there? Okay. So the knife, as you can see, is very rusted. And our first step here is going to be soaking it in some Evapor-Rust. And as heavy as that rust is on there, I'm probably going to let it do a really good soaking. Even if it does darken the blade, I can always take that back off. You can see the rust here. The good thing is, when you look at it pretty close, I don't see a lot of pitting, or any deep pitting anyway. So it is dry. Boy, you can barely get it open and closed. But I think we can get some snap back to this, some walk and talk. So thank you, John, for the opportunity to work on this. Let me get the Evapor-Rust. Hold on, folks, I'm going to have to get a bigger tub. Okay, since this knife is so long, I need a longer tub. So we got some fresh, clean Evapor-Rust here. And we'll go ahead and put this in with it also. Make sure there's, well, yeah, see there's a little rust right there. We'll put that in there. And again, like I said, we are going to let it soak for quite a while. It's been soaking for about 3 hours now. So let's pull it out. I'm going to do this in front of you. Throw it in some fresh water there and rinse it off. I can see some stuff down in there. Kind of see some of the stuff that's come out of there already. Now we can pull it out and just see what we got. That off to the side. Oh, I need to get rid of that stuff. Let's dry it off. See how much of this wipes off. You see how dark the blade got by leaving it in there that long? It's okay, it'll come off. Just a little extra work. But as you can see, we're getting the rust off though. That is what we're after. Get done with this and we can go to town cleaning on that blade. I think this is going to work out just fine. See that spot there on the bolster? Just wiped right off. Yep, so let's get set up. And let's start cleaning the metal on this. Alright, we're going to start off with our buffing compound, the black, which is named Emery, and it is the grittiest. Use a conical felt on here. Now look, I don't really need that little board I usually have there. Not on this side, and well, I will, just so I don't hit my my table there. And here we go. See how it vibrates? So you gotta have something to hold it down on. Oh yeah, that's coming out looking real good. It's already starting to look better. Get water off of there. We'll have to use a wire brush on it. But now we can see a 529. That 529 showed up now. Now we got us a model number. Isn't that cool? It's vibrating. Kind of noisy, isn't it? I need to tell you the story of how John and I got to know one another. And we'll get to that. Maybe when it's not so noisy. It's a wonderful story of friendship. See that flat black patina that the apple rust put on there? It's coming off. Just takes a little extra time here. See how far we've come already? Yeah. Still a little bit wet. And while I have that conical pad on, and try to hit this back spring a little bit. Looks pretty black. Down in there. Oh, we got some water out. Yep, it'll start cleaning up. You can always take just a little bit of sandpaper here. A little sandpaper on it. Help loosen up anything else that's on there. Okay, I'm going to progressively go through the different cleaning compounds here, and I'll change my pad, and we'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to start with a new pad. We use this, what they call Tripoli. Okay, I'm going to continue with this, and then I'm going to switch to that white compound. The blades are looking pretty good here. Got them cleaned up pretty decent, ready for a final polish. Kind of as a final step, I do need to touch up these tangs there just a little bit though with the wire brush. So let's just touch those up real quick. Clean those off. Yeah, that looks a lot better. And I touched up the bolsters here already just a little bit. They're looking pretty good. Okay, now we need to get down to the nitty-gritty. And we need to clean out down here in this channel. And it's deep and it's narrow. Well, let's remember we got some pocket lint out at the very beginning. Let me see. Let me try a different size here. I don't know if that'll fit in there or not. Nope, that one won't fit in there. That's a little bit bigger. Kind of scrape this out just a little bit. See if we got anything down in there. I can't really see anything down in there. And of course I can't find my flashlight, but yeah, it looks pretty clean down in there. Let's get a little bit of sandpaper, run it down through there, see if that pulls out anything. If there was any remnants of rust down in there, this should loosen it up and get it out. Oh, she's actually looking pretty clean down in there. It doesn't hurt to scrape here a little bit, loosen anything up before we put it in the ultrasonic cleaner. But she's actually looking pretty clean. I think we got a lot of that out. Okay, one other thing I wanted to show was on some of these older knives, the back spring and the liner are kind of stepped. They're not even. So it's kind of hard to get down in there and clean that spring with the felt pad. So I'm just going to try running this fine grit sandpaper over it again. See if we can't polish that up a little better. Get rid of some more of that stuff. And go gently over the top of that brass liner without hitting that cover there. Really does clean it up pretty good. All right, now since I'm going to probably be using some sort of a adhesive on this side of the liner when we put this cover back on. I want to go ahead and I'm going to sand this a little bit here. There's just a little bit of rust on there, but I want to kind of scuff it up at the same time so that any adhesive that I'm going to be using will hopefully stick a little better. I've got a little there. And we got some rust, kind of stubborn rust there. See if we can get that removed. We don't want to leave any rust, do we? There we go. So we'll scuff this up. And then when I repaired my little electric mate, my other little Barlow style electrician's knife, I used tape and put the tape down in there, and someone said in the comments, hey, use a little rubbing alcohol or a little bit of alcohol and clean it off first. And that was a good idea. I should have done that. So when all's said and done, before I do any adhesive to this, I'll clean it off with some alcohol. Make sure our adhesive sticks good. There, we'll get it scuffed up. And there we go. You can see that's kind of pitted down in there. But we're getting rid of most of it here. There we go. That looks pretty clean. Got our back spring looking a lot better. So now our next step is we are going to throw it into the ultrasound cleaner. Hang on. Our ultrasonic cleaner is ready. I'm going to try to open this blade up a little bit. Set that in there. Got warm water down there. A little Dawn dishwashing liquid down in there. Put that in there. Put the lid on. I'm going to set this for 5 minutes and we're going to let it clean. Let's check our results. Oh yeah, we got some dirty water there, don't we? Yes, we do. These parts look pretty clean. Now, since I'm going to be using adhesive on the inside of this one, I don't think I'm going to put this one in the mineral oil. It doesn't need to be. There's no moving parts in that. Well, let's check out our knife. And we just tell by how cloudy the water is. It removed all that extra polishing compound and any other gunk that we created. There's a good look there. You can see that sediment on the bottom. And so we'll just wipe this off here. And I hope this fits. I don't know if this is going to fit in my mineral oil tub or not. This is a granddaddy. Let's just see what we got. Will it fit? Oh no, what I was afraid of. Hang on, let me get another container. Okay, this one ought to work. It's wide enough and it's got enough oil in there, so we're just going to let this soak. Well, I got it pulled out of the mineral oil, and this is what we're looking like. You can see the difference in the covers there. This one looks a lot shinier. This is still a little dull, but we got something to fix that up. Don't worry. Of course, as the mineral oil wears off, why it might get dull looking again, but until then, kind of shines it up. Now, something that we did not concentrate on, and I kind of forgot, was this back spring up here. So we open this up and we work this a few times. And the first time when I first got it out of the mineral oil, there was all kinds of the black oil, dirty oil up there. And I'd wiped it off. So after you get it out of the mineral oil, you can keep working it. Now, when I first started with this knife, I mean, you really had to pull to get that blade open. Now it is opening. Still not the best walk and talk. It's got a little snap back, just a little bit, but it stops right there because I think it's hitting that liner. I think it's hitting the liner right there. So I don't know about that. But it certainly opens and closes a lot better. The other thing, the other step I forgot was to actually clean these back springs here. See how it lifts up out of there? And I should have done that. And why I didn't, I don't know. I'll wipe those off a little bit here. Well, since I've can't even get to it there, it's kind of set down. That liner's kind of in the way. You can't even really get to it. So what we want to do is we want to just keep working this blade back and forth. And hopefully it'll get loosened up. Get all of that dirty stuff out of there. See there, it worked up some more of it. So I'll keep working on that. Do that off camera because I might sit in front of the TV for 10 minutes or so and just open and close. All right, let's look at some other areas here. Look at right here, right in there. Looks just like we got a little bit of dirty oil in there. I'm taking, kind of scrape that off. Yep, got a little bit of stuff out of there, didn't we? And this is where the patience comes in. Just kind of keep doing this kind of stuff over and over, and eventually it gets worked out. And with any of these steps, okay, so now the mineral oil has loosened up some stuff down in there. So let's get down in there and see what we can get out. See there? I'm telling you, the miracles of mineral oil. Yeah, pulling it out pretty good now, ain't it? And I can just keep doing that, back and forth. That's such a narrow channel on this knife. It's hard to get down in there. If it keeps coming out dirty and dirty and dirty, you can do this and then throw it back in the mineral oil again. Let it soak some more. Mineral oil never hurts. You can leave it in there for a week if you wanted to. It's not going to hurt a thing. It's starting to come out kind of like when you're cleaning a pew-pew. I don't want to say the word here on this channel, but you know what I mean. You just keep doing it until your patch comes out clean, right? And so we're getting it to where it's pretty clean. All right. So I'm going to finish getting this dried off. Just touch up a few other little spots and give it a once over here. And then all we got left to do is to put this other cover back on. I wanted to share something with you. I was toying around with this just a little bit off camera. It just bugged me, but this knife wouldn't close on its own. So we're getting some decent walk and talk back. See if I can get it. There. It went down in. Not the best walk and talk yet. There, it went in on its own. See there? Went all the way in. So what I did, it looked like this this was closed up just a little bit. So first I just started taking this popsicle stick and putting it down in there. Of course now it won't go down in. Kind of like that. Just trying to bend it back just a little bit. That didn't quite work, so I got this screwdriver here. Got it stuck in here. Just kind of worked it like that. Just trying to bend it out just that little bit. And look at that. She closes up now. Yeah. She's still really close to that liner, but you know, on some knives, when the pins go all the way through the bolsters, you can squeeze them and pin them and kind of get the blade back, but these are pinned underneath the bolsters here, so that doesn't work. But look at that. It works. And if John wants to work on that a little more and get it kind of bent over just ever so slightly. See there? Just need it moved over ever so slightly there. But yeah, isn't that cool? Hey, this is a lot better than when we started, isn't it? Well, now it's time for the repair portion of this video. And if you'll remember, the little tab is broke off the cover there. So we want a way to really secure this. We've got these two little tabs here that will slide into there and there. Now I have sanded and roughed up the surface a little bit. And I have used some alcohol there to clean it all off, to make sure it's nice and clean, make sure it adheres. I did take the precaution of taping off the covers. So I'm working with this stuff. I didn't want to get it onto the cover material. So this is the JB Weld, and this is steel reinforced epoxy putty. So I've been following the instructions, and they do tell you to, you know, make sure your surface is clean and to scratch it up just a little bit. So we want to open here. It says peel here. And we have more instructions here, it looks like. So go ahead and take this off. Set that aside. And we're going to open it up. Then I'll get my gloves on. And what you want to do is cut off as much of it as you think you need. And I got my little knife here. This is one that Bill sent me. I'm going to use it. And I really don't know how much I need. I don't know if you should just cut it through here. Cut off a chunk about like that. That might be more than what we need. I don't know. Take the plastic wrap off. So what's nice about this is the hardener is in the middle of it. So all you need to do is something like this until you get an even color, and press it firmly to the surface to be repaired. It sets in 3 to 5 minutes, and it says after 60 minutes it can be drilled. So once you start, you gotta keep going with it. Nice, even, consistent color. Looks pretty consistent there. We'll tear some of this off here. We'll just see how much of it we need. That's going to be more than what we need. So once this is on there, it's going to be on there, hopefully. No going back. I want to leave a little bit of a hump, a little extra in there. So hopefully as we press it down, We'll kind of squeeze out the sides, but that way we got good contact. So I'm going to fill that part up. I'm going to put a little bit right here in the middle. And it's a little bit higher so that when we make contact, it should squeeze out. Put those two together, hopefully. I gotta push it forward. Oh, I missed it. I think I got it. See there, squeezing it, getting all that excess out of there. I'll make sure and get rid of that right away. Get rid of it before it sets. Now the suggestion to use this was given to me by Cheesy Moon Workshop, so make sure and go over and check out his channel and give him a like. It's really squeezed out there. Press down hard, squeeze out as much of it as I can. After we get done with this, all we got to do is do a final polish on this knife. Now, before any further, I want to make sure our blade will open and close. Yep, it will. Well, hopefully this gives John a good fix. She is tight already. The one thing I forgot, I should have gotten a clamp. So I tell you what, I'm just going to sit and hold this for quite a while. For a few minutes, make sure it sets up good. The moment of truth has arrived. Oh boy, I gotta tell you, I'm a little bit nervous. I'm a little nervous because this isn't my knife, and when I'm working on other folks' knives, I get a little nervous. Let's check. Oh, our blade is still good. I've let this cure for over an hour. I did put it in a vise and clamp it in there. So let's just take this apart and let's just see what happens. This is that extra piece I had. You can see it's all hard. So let's just take this tape off and see what we ended up with. Oh, John, I'm nervous. Yes, I am. Oh, I squeezed some oil out, I'll bet. What's that on the... Yeah, it's wiping off. There's a little extra oil left in there. Must have squeezed it out. It's a good thing I did tape these up. You can see I got stuff on it when I was handling it, so I bet you could probably clean it all off again, but I'll bet it's a bear to have to do. Oh, here we go. Sticky, sticky. Yep, we got one little spot there I'll have to get. Oh, it came off there. It's tight down there. Little piece of tape there to get cleaned off yet. Looks like I got a little bit of stuff right here to... Oh, it came right off. Oh, good. Blade opens and closes. And it closed on its own. If you remember earlier, I bent that liner just a little bit to get the blade to close. Got a little bit of stuff here to clean off. That's coming right off. All good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to clean this metal again, polish it again, get it all nice and clean. But I'll tell you what, it looks like it worked. This cover here, this one here is where the tab was broke, and that feels like it is solid on there. It sure does. Oh boy, am I happy. Okay, let me polish it up and we'll take a final look at it. I finished up the knife using some case paste for a final polish. I think them bolsters came out looking pretty good. There's our blade. Here is the other side. So John, I hope you're happy with this. I tried to give it some extra TLC. You're going to have to work on that liner there a little bit. But, again, this is so much better than when we started, isn't it? There's our back spring. And to finish things off just a little bit, we're going to use some of this here from LCK, Last Chance Knives on Etsy. And he's got this wonderful stuff here. And we'll just put this on and we will shine up these covers. And John, if you want to keep putting a little oil down in there and working this blade some more, you'll probably work out some more stuff. This is a nice sheen. On this side here, this is a good preservative too. You can put this on your blades if you want. If you're going to be storing your knife. It's a rust inhibitor. And you can just kind of buff it out if you want, or you can leave a little excess on there. It doesn't hurt to have it on your hands. It's all natural materials. We'll just kind of buff it out here a little bit. Get some of that excess off. And there you have it, John. Your Granddaddy Barlow. Thank you so much for the opportunity to work on this. Now go out and have a very delightful day.